Good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining me today. It is Coach Joanna with TNT. I'm looking a little in the dark here. Hopefully you guys can see me still now that the sun is rising behind me a little bit earlier, huh? Well, if you're joining on a replay, what you need, if you can't see below, are mini bands. We have light, medium. Get your favorite mini bands. If you have them, that is ideal for today. If not, you can still do some of these movements without them, and we can get creative. But if you have them, that is the first choice. So go get them. These are great little exercise movement things that you can get for resistance for pretty inexpensive. So if you have those, please get those now. You're going to want your mini bands. You're also going to want music on your end because I will not be playing music on my end. So if you want to have some fun and pump up the music, you got to do that on your own. I can't hear it on your end, so it's good. Other than that, that's all you kind of need. So just mini bands if you haven't gotten those already. If you are taking this on a replay, please comment below. Let us know you took class. You can say great class, you can say replay, whatever it might be. That would be appreciated. All right, today's TNT Tighten and Tone. We're going to be using those mini bands. I am just going to make sure our clock is going to be set for 30 seconds if you need it on your end. All right. We're going to have some rest between, not much. All right. So, first, we're going to get warmed up, so put your mini bands aside, if you will. We need to get the body moving, especially if you're joining me early in the morning. This morning, we just need to get the blood pumping and everything. So, standing where you are, we're just going to shake it out, get that lymphatic system moving. Great way to do that is to start with some jumps. So just wherever you are, we're just lifting up the heels off the ground. We're just doing little hops here. And just waking up the body to start. Nothing too complicated, nothing too extreme. Just getting, it's kind of like we're jumping on a trampoline, just little hops, right? So if you ever jumped on a trampoline before, that's kind of the feeling I want you to have right now. And just keep moving. Good, shake it out. We're gonna take those arms and those legs, we're gonna inhale, breathe, and reach up. Look overhead. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach up. Reach higher. Exhale, come down. Good, inhale, reach up. Look up. Exhale, come down. We're gonna kind of squat down, bring all the air together. Inhale, and then exhale. Just kidding, we're gonna exhale, go down. And then inhale, reach up. I messed that up, sorry. Inhale, reach down, breathe it all in, and then exhale, stand, reach, and stretch. Good. Inhale, reach down. Exhale, stretch. Good. This time we're gonna inhale. One last one. This time we're gonna take our elbow to our side and then just stretch and straighten that one side. We're gonna inhale and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. Inhale, and then exhale, same side. One more, and then other side. Just straightening the side body, a little more low impact here, and just getting our breathing going. That's really what's gonna help warm up the body. We're gonna move and breathe with our movement. Two more. Good, and I want us just to go down into a squat, quarter squat hold here, right? This is easy. We're gonna get our hands on our knees, move our feet out wide, and we're just gonna drop shoulder to shoulder. Drop them down and breathe with it. Every movement you make, you're gonna breathe in and then exhale. Breathe in, exhale. Just warming up that back today. know some people have been complaining that they're really tight and stiff. So we just want to make sure that we're warming up our body a little bit more for these warm-ups or these workouts sometimes too. Going down into our squat, and we're gonna stand. We're just moving our legs, getting those warmed up. Got a little, if we're using mini bands today, you know it's going to be a little bit more of a workout, right? A little bit more strength training. Keep going with those squats. And rest. All right, getting to our half kneeling position. Half kneeling, one knee down, one leg up. We're just gonna open up this back hip flexor, maybe down our quad. We're going to tuck our tailbone under, so sometimes it hangs back. Tuck it under, squeeze the glute, squeeze the hamstring, both legs for stability. We're gonna inhale, reach on up, and I want you to feel that stretch in that hip flexor. Exhale, come down. Good, inhale, reach up, and then exhale, come down. 2 more. Exhale, last one. And then switch sides. Other knee is front. Again, tuck that tailbone under. We call these like hungry pants, right? When we squeeze our cheeks together back there, we're eating our shorts. So we want to have that feeling, engage those glutes back there. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, come down. I know you know what I'm talking about. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, come down. Last one. And exhale, relax. All right. We are going to start with our mini bands on our legs. So get a medium or a light mini band if you have. We are going to start with this on our legs here. And we're going to put this at above the knee. No. Okay. Just let me check. All right. My bad, my clock restarted. Don't want 5 minutes per exercise. So, give me 1 second. Okay, and okay. All right, so at the top of our bands, we're just doing what we already did. We're going into that deep squat. Make sure it's nice and deep. Get those hips down below those knees. We're gonna come on up. The resistance band, if you have it, is to train our knees from not caving in. We want them tracking over our toes. So it's really going to give us some feedback to engage those hamstrings, glutes, and outer thighs. So we're gonna begin with those squats in 10 seconds. Feet are shoulder width. That means our heels are shoulder width, not our toes. And we're gonna squat. As I squat, I push those knees out and I keep them out as I go down, all right? Get those hips nice and low. It's only 30 seconds. You can do this. Go at your pace. This is your workout, but it is going to be a short amount of time. And rest. Put that mini band down to the ankles. Get our feet nice and wide. Again, knees track over. We're gonna monster walk forward and backwards, right? Keep those feet in line with those shoulders if you can get them that wide, right? Monster walk. Forward and backward. You got this. Focus. And then try to go smoother. You know, try not to be like a monster. We gotta be like a night monster, really quiet. Forward and backwards. Get into that quarter squat. And rest. Side to side is next. So our feet stay side to side. We never let them come together. We step outside that shoulder width and we bring it back down to that shoulder width. Outside shoulder width, back together. And go. Out the shoulder width, back to shoulder width. Never closer do our feet come together than shoulder width apart, if that helps. And we're just gonna go side to side. Stay with it. You should be feeling this one. And rest. Standing up, you can hold on to something for balance. What we're going to do is do a single leg, leading with the heel, kick back, all right? That standing leg can be soft. And go. You can hold on to something, maybe even imaginary, and we're just gonna kick the heel back. Little kicks, not going anywhere. Hamstring and glutes, the whole back side of the body. And again, we don't have to like rip it apart. Just a little bit, pulling back and back down. Whew. And other side. Kicking back that foot. I gotta come forward so you can see me a little better. Leading with the heel, little kicks, soft front knee, holding on to something, lead with that heel. Again, you didn't really need a mini band for these, and you can still do this even without a mini band. Keep that leg nice and straight, leg long. Lead with that heel. Just the mini band adds a little extra resistance. That's all. And rest. It's not ending here. We're gonna go side to side. So take that original leg we used, still hold on to something, soften that standing or leg, and we're gonna go to the side and go. Notice I keep my mini band tight even when it gets to the end. I don't want it to fall down. I want it to stay tight as it goes side to side. And the only thing I'm moving is that leg, right? Just out to the side, not leading with the toes out, not leading with the heel out. The whole foot goes side to side. We should be feeling these. And rest. Other side, I have my imaginary thing I'm holding on to, which helps me. And the other one, we're gonna start in 5 seconds. This is just our lower body circuit here. And go. Out to the side, back in. Whew, you guys should be getting this work. If not, you know what? You could also even lay down and do this. If this is difficult for you, you could always be laying on your side and do the same thing. Lift up, back down. And then maybe this is even harder because you're going against gravity. And rest. All right, take a quick break. Get water if you need. We're gonna stretch out our glutes and our hamstrings here just to end that lower body circuit, and then we're gonna go into our upper body circuit. So lay down or whatever you need to do, grab and hug that knee to that chest. Maybe go into that chair, that piriformis chair pose, right? Or you could do it on the ground. We're gonna move to the ground anyway, so you can meet me here. Maybe we then stop hugging our knee. We go into that piriformis stretch. A lot of work there. Other side. Hug that knee in. Hopefully our body is feeling a little bit warmer right now. Going to that piriformis stretch, pushing the knee away. Get just a little different area of the glute and hamstring when you change it a little bit. Maybe you're feeling that hamstring, so we're just going to work on that hamstring real quick. So lay down, clasp your fingers behind one of your thighs, right? So on that hamstring, our knee, one leg is straight, one leg is in the air, the knee is bent. And we're just gonna straighten it, push into those interlaced fingers, heel to the sky, and rebend. Just working on that hamstring here. Just bend and straighten. You only straighten and hold for about a second or two, and then we're going to switch sides. Just warming up those hamstrings and making sure that they're not tightening too much. Just a few, and then come on out. All right, so moving on, we're going to work on our upper body. So we're going to warm up our shoulders particularly. Get that mini band around our wrists. If you have, please use those. And we're going to go into a quadruped position that's on all fours. Our hands are under our shoulders, our knees are under our hips. And what we're going to do is a monster walk, but with our hands. So the same thing we do with our feet when we do a monster walk is we try to keep them not from coming into each other. We don't want in and out, in and out. We want that band to stay the same distance as we walk up and as we walk down, right? If you want to, you can do this against a wall. And what we're gonna do is just spread that band apart slightly so that our shoulders are back and engaged, right? Shoulders are back and engaged. And then we're just walking up and we're just walking down. All right, we're gonna feel that in our shoulders for sure, especially if you have a mini band. If you don't, try to do this without one and see if you can just engage those shoulders and feel the resistance. And go. If you haven't started, start now. I'll show you a little bit side view so you know that I'm still putting my weight on and around just like I would a plank. It's not hanging back. My hips are not hanging back. My hips are over. So my hands are still nice and strong, holding myself up. And rest. Whew. Shake it out. We're gonna do the same thing, except instead of going up and down, we're gonna go out one, back in, out the other, back in. It's kind of like those lateral monster walks, but a little different. So we're gonna step out, come back in, again, right back to that shoulder width apart. Press out, back in. Trying to be light with our hands. We don't have to do a huge step out, maybe just one hand out and back in. Out, back in. I'm feeling this in my shoulders. I hope you are too. Whew. And rest. Shake it out. Last one here for our upper body arms is we're going to go into a half kneeling position, right? In this like bottom of a lunge. Oop. Don't start without me. Okay. Mini band is going to be under the foot. And this one, if you don't have a mini band, if you have an equipment nearby, use that. We're going to do a bent over row. So as I'm in this half kneeling position, I'm going to lean forward. My knee is tracking over my heel. And I'm going to keep that chest nice, back nice and long. I'm going to pull the elbow back with that mini band. And we're just going to do single arm rows on the one side. All right. We're going to get there. We're going to begin in 3, 2, 1, and go. Pull back down. There you go. Stay with it. Lead with that elbow back, not the shoulder. You want the shoulder in its socket. You don't want the shoulder doing too much movement. We just kind of worked on the stability muscles in the last movements. Now we're working on larger muscles. Pull that elbow back, right? Using that back muscles. And rest and switch. Other side. Mini band over or under that foot. And we're going to pull. And go. I kind of lean forward so I can get more of a bent over row here. If you want, you could even split and do it standing, right? You don't have to do that half kneeling. just a little bit more complicated sometimes getting in this position. Or especially if your band doesn't pull as long. And rest. Shake it out. Whew. Hopefully you're feeling that. If you have a resistance band where you can go and pull it completely apart, that is our next step. If not, we are going to do thumbs facing out, shoulders back and down, and we're just going to go thumbs back, pulling and bringing those shoulder blades back. If you have a resistance band, I have like another one that can stretch that far. I'm going to use this, pull it apart. If you don't, thumbs stay together and we're still just going in the same plane, right? We're still going in this one horizontal movement, it's not going up or down. That's our last one here for our upper body. Then we're gonna have fun with our core and then we're gonna go through it again. All right, in 3, 2, 1, lock those shoulders down in place and then spread it apart. Good. Bring those shoulder blades onto the back. Core is tight. Thumbs leading behind you. Stay with it. This is more of a concentrated pull and rest instead of something really fast. All right, going to our back side, we are going to just work on our dead bugs. So we're going to do one without the mini band. And what we're going to do is have our hands up in the air. So we're in a dead bug position. Our hands are going to be up in the air. We're going to bring our lower back pressing into that ground. So, tuck that tailbone up and in. We're going to pull it up so that lower back sits flat on the ground. And we're going to extend one leg out, back in, the other leg out, and back in. Right? We're just extending them nice and long, not up, but nice and low, and then back. Keeping that lower back flat the entire time. We're going to add a mini band after this. So really focus on engaging that core. 2, 1, and go. Straighten that leg and back in. Straighten the other leg, back in. Try to not let that lower back come off with that straightened leg. All right? I want you to keep feeling. Press, press, press that lower back down as you extend the leg. Press, 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 and come back in. So I'm really pressing this down as I extend away instead of sometimes it gets a little bit lazy. And rest. Take a quick stretch. We're going to put the mini band over our feet if you have one. If not, doing the same thing. We're just going to stretch and try and this mini band away and back in. And go. This time, you're going to want to try and do it fast and strong with your legs, but I don't want you to forget about that lower back being pressed flat against the ground. It's all about the core here that we're working, right? So really focus, concentrate. It is not easy as we pull that leg apart to also anchor that lower back down. Whew, and rest. All right, last one we're gonna do here, get those hands involved. We're gonna go into a bicycle crunch with the mini band, right? Coming back to center and switching. Whew. My core is feeling it in 3, 2, 1, and go. Switch and switch. Alternate which side. Bicycle crunch. Try and get those elbows to those knees. Few more seconds left, as in halfway there. Try and keep the mini band on your feet. No, that part's not easy. And rest. Whew, awesome job. We're gonna go back from the beginning and do the whole thing again. This time we're gonna go a little bit faster, right through, since we kind of know what we're doing. Our body's a lot more warm. So let's get that mini band on up higher above our knees. We're gonna go into those squats. 10 seconds. Just squat all the way down, all the way up, knees pushing against that mini band out. You really want to feel this in glutes and hamstrings. And go. Right? Push them out, big toe stays down. You can go as fast or as slow as you want. Just make sure you engage those glutes and hamstrings. And rest. Mini band around those ankles. Monster walk forward, monster walk back. Keep those knee or feet shoulder width. Getting into my quarter squat position. And I'm gonna go walk forward, little steps, keep the mini band apart and walk back. All right? Control, control, control. Try not let those feet come in towards each other. If you have carpet, maybe you can see your steps that you make, and you want to kind of keep them in one line with each other. Right with the right, left with the left. Whew, and rest, side to side. Don't let those feet come in closer than shoulder width, right? 2, 1, and go. Slight step out, slight step back in. Just little steps, not big steps, little ones. Stay in this position. Don't let that knee cave in. Keep those knees tracking with those toes. As you lead, I'm leading not just with my foot, but also with my knee tracking out, right? And rest. Whew. Standing leg kickbacks. Hold on to an object for balance. Keep those toes facing forward. Lead with the heel. And go. Lead with the heel. Toes are down. And find your balance. Sometimes we like to kind of twist out. If you are doing that, you just have some weak hamstrings somewhere. Keep facing forward, and also try not to go as high. Keep those feet just where you can lift them. And switch sides. Other foot kicking back. Whew. You can do this laying down even if you want, on your belly. And again, go. Other foot. Really anchor the other leg down as we lift by the back heel. Nice and long legs. Tight core for balance. Almost there. And rest. Side leg lifts. Again, you can do this standing or laying. This time I'm going to do it laying down because I don't have something to help me with balance. All right, long legs, keep everything nice and lengthened, and go. We're going to lift side to side. I'm going to keep that band taut. I don't want it to come all the way to the ground. So if you're using a band, that's what you're going to do. My toes, for this one, I want you to actually, if you're laying down, toes facing to the ground a little bit, right? Toes towards the ground, so we kind of have an internal rotation of this foot. Yeah, I feel that a little bit different in that glute and hamstring. Woo. Other side, same thing. If you're laying down, I want you to actually point your toes to the ground here with this one. Again, still leading with that heel, that leg is still long. And go. Leading. Even if you don't have a mini band, you can still feel this one and still get the most out of it. Whew. Just turning those toes down. I really feel it. It's how tight the hips are. This leg's not going that high, and that's okay. And rest. Awesome. We're gonna lay down or flip over to our front arm side, hands on our wrist, quadruped position. We're gonna go monster walk up and back down. Little steps. And go. Little steps forward, little steps back. Right? Keep doing those little monster walks. Keep the shoulders on the back. You can glide those hands if you want. Little bit, little bit, little bit. You can pick them up. Whew, shake those out. Surprisingly tough, especially if you have weak stability muscles. All right, out to the side, back in, out to the other side, back in. All right, one hand moves at a time. And go. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in. Whew. This is a challenge. Out, in, out, in. Keep it going. Few more. Try to go directly to the side of that hand and rest. That one was challenging. Half kneeling, bent over row, or you can do it standing. Mini band is under that foot, and we're gonna do that bent over and row, right? And go. Whatever you can do it the half kneeling position as well. Whatever you'd like. I'm gonna do it standing, just to show you guys another way or how that's supposed to look. Leaning over that single leg. Pull that hand to the side of the body. Keep leading with that elbow. And rest. Other side. Mini band under the other foot. That foot is in front. Bent over and pull. And go. Bend over, pull. The only thing that's moving is my arm, right? Not my chest. We're not tilting our chest in any way. We're keeping that nice and square to the ground. Nice and stable. You got this. Stay with it. And rest. Next one, we're gonna do those band pull aparts. Nice and long, pulling apart. Don't need a band, but if you have one, you can use it. Thumbs facing out, and then onto our backs. Go. Pull apart. If you have a band, you're gonna feel the stability muscles here. Nice and controlled. Palms are to the sky. Try not to arch that back as you pull those hands apart. Core and glutes are staying engaged. And rest. Whew. Onto our backs for our core part. No mini band, we're gonna do those dead bugs. Hands to the sky, lower back on the ground. Extend one leg out. And go. Extend one leg. Back in, then the other. Keep that lower back down. Keep press, 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 press as you extend that leg long. It is not easy if you're really focusing. Go a little bit slower. Make sure that you're doing it correctly. If you really want the most out of this exercise. Whew. That was a challenge. You can stay there or you can change it up, add that mini band around the feet. Same thing, just with the mini band. And go. Lower back stays down as we extend one leg out. That is a challenge. Keep working on it. Keep pressing that lower back down. And rest. Take a quick stretch. We're going to do bicycle crunches here, mini band or not, up to you. Fingertips behind the ears. And go. Elbow to knee and switch. Right? Keep switching. Feel that in the core and the knees as you bring them closer. Fingertips are light behind the ears. We're almost there. And rest. Stretch it out. Woo, stretch and anything else that you need to stretch before we end today. So that includes your glutes, hamstrings. I think I'm going for my hamstrings or my glutes first. So I'm going to go in this piriformis stretch that we started with after the first section. Hopefully you guys felt your muscles today with just something easy, low impact. We just added the mini band for resistance. Doesn't have to be a lot of crazy cardio to get your muscles working or your heart rate up. Really thinking about form, switch, and doing things properly, you'll start to really feel the progress in something so like simple it looks like, but it's a lot more challenging than that. All right, my shoulders are for sure feeling it, so I'm going to do a thread the needle here, try and get behind that shoulder blade because the upper body was feeling it in those movements with the resistance bands, dropping my head and shoulder. I'm gonna open up. And you can do this standing as well if you'd like, other side, just by pulling your leg across your body. Like so. And you can come on up out of that. Do any core or hip flexor. Here. Stretch. I'm going to lean into that, half kneeling, and come back. Thank you guys so much again for joining me. I'm Coach Joanna, and this is TNT. And yeah, if you're joining replay, please comment. If you're joining live, make sure you comment and let us know you're here as well. And thanks for joining me today, guys. Hopefully you have a good one. Switch sides if you haven't already. Get nice and deep. When you do these, squeeze those glutes and hamstrings. And happy Wednesday for those of you who are taking it today. Have a good one. Thanks, guys.